Howdy folks, MaximumRD and yummy raspberry jam on bagels. Yummy. Okay, let's get to it. I am answering a video here by edt1138 for one of his top 3 Tuesday questions. The funny thing about this one is this is an old video. This was posted way back on April 3rd. Yeah, April 3rd. But it was in my queue of work to do, and I like the question, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it now, as late as it is. And the topic for this particular video was a question posed to him by electricadventures, and that is 3 games. Hope I'm angling this properly. 3 games that made you want to own a system. 3 games that made you want to own a system. Let me apologize in advance because my first 2 answers are going to be really, really boring. But they're the truth, so I'm going to give it to you straight. First one. I was downtown Toronto. There was an import store outside the Eaton Centre, and they had on display the Super Famicom. Being downtown Toronto, being all those years ago, one of the first major import stores, their prices were insane, literally. I think they were charging something like along the lines of, for just the system and games, the Super Famicom and Super Mario World, they were charging something like $500 or $600, something really up there. I can't lie to you. If somebody had walked up to me and put the money in my hand at that moment, without even a second thought, I would have walked in that store and bought it, because I was so struck by how beautiful Super Mario World looked. The colors, oh god, the colors, just so vibrant and sharp. The greens, the reds, the blues. To me, it was like a cartoon come to life. I gotta tell you, I would have bought it without, you know, a moment's notice, like without a second thought. I would have just ran in there and grabbed it happily, taken it home and just played and played and played. But of course I wasn't in a position to do that, and I had to wait till the system was officially launched, and probably, you know, even sometime after that. But I did eventually get a Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, and that is the game that sold me. To me, it was like a cartoon come to life. I had never seen anything like it. Awesome system. The next one, and again, sorry, not very original, but yeah, Sega Genesis, and yeah, Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. When I saw that little blue guy running around at those super speeds with the power of blast processing, I sure. I was amazed. I couldn't believe how fast the character was moving, and just the gameplay. It was different. You know, I'd seen many platformers before, but the way he was whizzing around and the background scrolling past at super speeds, you know, and the character himself, Sonic, and the attitude and all that stuff. Yeah, it sold me. It sold me on the Sega Genesis, I won't lie. And last but not least, I hope this is the one that, you know, is a little bit off the beaten path, not too common. But the system was the the system was the GameCube, and the game was none of the Mario typical Nintendo franchise characters, icons, or anything like that. As a matter of fact, to be totally honest, I was not going to get a GameCube. I was really resisting. I was just getting tired of all the typical Nintendo characters. I was kind of going through this phase. I was really into, well, no, I can't call it a phase because it continues to this day. I was really getting into the survival horror type of game, and I loved, of course, Resident Evil, and damn Nintendo and GameCube. Actually, very clever work on marketing with Capcom, but yeah, they sold me. Resident Evil 0. I had played up to that point pretty much every version, variation, reboot of the game, the sequels, anything to do with Resident Evil. I had played it, and then here I was convinced I'm not going to get a GameCube. I don't need another system at the time. And what happens? Resident Evil 0. Gorgeous, beautiful reworking of the graphics. The moment I saw it, the moment I saw the gameplay and the beautiful animation in that game, that's got to be the best looking rendition of Resident Evil. And not just a graphics overhaul, but just the way they present the game and the characters. There were like the Crimson Head zombies and little additions here and there, but it had like, I think, like a remix version. But once I saw the game in motion, to me it was the most realistic looking version of any Resident Evil ever. And if only one game, if only that game had been produced for the GameCube, I still would have gotten one. I simply had to play it myself. So definitely Resident Evil 0. So that's it. Mario, Sonic, and Resident Evil. Those are my choices for the games that made me want to own a system. That's it. Talk to you later. Rob, MaximumRD out. Thanks for watching. And check out edt1138.